The final time this evening, everyone, once Kim goes mental, please join in and raise the fucking roof. Are you ready for your next comedian? 1, 2, 3! Everyone, please welcome for Kimmy Hall!
What's up here? I've been really busy. I'm rushing around today. I wasn't even sure if I was going to get here. I'm a bit jet lagged actually. I've just come back from a tour of the USA. Yeah, New Stoke and Ashby Delazouche. Yeah, and it's lovely though. It's so nice to see everybody out. I made an effort tonight. I did my hair, did my face. I put a nice dress on. Matching underwear. Yeah! I can see the look of fear on your face. Don't worry, love. I know I've more chance of a medical emergency than pulling. I'm from a little village outside Manchester. It's called Rochdale. I don't know if you've heard of it. For those that haven't, it's famous for Gracie Fields, Lisa Stansfield, grooming gangs. Yeah. I had an idyllic childhood, dragged up proper hour. Yeah, smoking, drinking, underage sex, all normal stuff. And it would have been perfect, but my mum were barking mad. Absolutely obsessed with the weight. And she was a yo-yo dieter. I'll give you an example. 1980, she went Northwest Singer a year. 1981, she went Face of Greg's. And we just used to laugh at her. But it stopped being funny when she got obsessed with me. She had me at Weight Watchers when I was 11. I don't even think that's legal, John. No. No. But if I lost weight, we stopped at Chippy on way home. Yeah. I mean, talking of chippies, it's just reminded me, I've not eaten today. I never eat before I do a gig. And a lot of comedians do it, and it's because like the hunger, it heightens everything. Your jokes are on point, everything seems more clearer. I mean, I don't do it for that. I don't eat before a gig because I've got IBS and I'm scared of shitting myself. And you think, wouldn't you, because I've got all these skip meals that I'd be losing weight, but I'm not. I think it's because I stop at McDonald's on my own. But I've tried every diet there is. I've done Weight Watchers, Slimming World, anybody any other ones? Like Atkins. You know, I've tried them all. My favourite is the cabbage soup diet. It's amazing, rapid weight loss. And it's got a bonus. It's a really good contraception. Because after you've eaten cabbage soup for a week, no fucker will go near you. But my mum gave me a bit of a complex, you know. I won't swim, I won't wear a bathing suit, you know. And then I thought, this is ridiculous. I went swimming. Oh, it was wonderful, life-changing, exhilarating. And you know what the best bit was? My tits floated. They were absolutely magnificent. I know you're all looking at me, you're thinking, what's this old bird up to? Well, as we get grey, we start to get invisible. And I don't want to fade away. I want to go out screaming and shouting. So I set myself challenges. I've wrote a book. I've been on the chase. I did win, and Bradley Walsh is lovely. I have played live at Glastonbury. Oh, it's bigger than that. I have played live at Glastonbury. Thank you. I strung my ukulele in the car park, and I'm having that. But my biggest challenge is that I've been married 36 years. 36 years, yeah. Met and married within a year. He proposed to me at Bobby Ball's nightclub in Rochdale. Dead classy. Got down on one knee on dance floor. And you know, even after all these years, I can't be 100% sure that he was just tying his shoelace. But I took it as a proposal, and I had that wedding booked by Monday. And I did, yeah. But you know, I'm married to a mechanic and he's got really rough hands. Really rough working men's hands. And when we make love, it sounds like he's rubbing a car down. Yeah. I bet you're wondering, wondering, how the hell can she have sex with the same person for 36 years? I tell you, I just fantasise. I visualise somebody else's face. You know, like a movie star or a rock star or Joe next door. We all do it, don't we, love? You do, we all do it. No, it's not just me, we all do it. But I don't need to do that anymore because he's retired now and his hands are that soft that it feels like there's a new man touching me. But he's changed, you know, over years, he's changed. When I met him, he had a narrow waist and a broad mind. That's definitely changed. But just recently, he's been like socially awakened and he's really angry with the government. Who isn't, eh? Really angry with government. And it's all to do with they've reduced men's alcohol intake from 21 units down to 14. And he's done the maths. That's 7 units a week, 350 units a year, and he figures that's 70 pints. The government has stolen 70 pints from every man in this room. Yeah. And he's livid. He's joined a protest group. It's called Men Against Restricted Drinking Institute. Mardy for short. And all them Mardy men are going to march to London and demand what's been taken be given back. And do you know what? I'm quite proud of him. I'm proud that he's seen a social injustice. I'm proud that he's seen a wrong and he wants to put it right. And then I found out the real reason. You're not ticked him off. You're not putting him over the edge. He was saving them 70 pints for a stag do in Benidorm. But the one thing that's not changed about him is, to think about this now. The one thing that hasn't changed about him is he never finishes a job. Never finishes. There's all little jobs around the house. And they were going to the pub the other night and I said to him, before you go, can you fix that tap? It's dripping. And he said, do I look like a plumber? And I said, that light's flickering. He says, and he's getting cocky and brave. And I said, do I look like an electrician? And then I thought, nah, in this. That kitchen cabinet needs fixing. And as he run out the door, he shouts, do I look like a joiner? I thought, stuff you, I went next door to Joe's. I've got an echo on my mic. It's got echoey, hasn't it? Is it just the hearing aids? So I went next door to Joe's. Joe's 40-ish, recently divorced. He waters his garden without his shirt on. His wife left him because she said he was boring. I don't think I'd ever get bored. Anyway, I digress. So he comes round, he sorts all the jobs out, and I said, oh Joe, thank you so much. Can I pay you? And he says, bake me a cake and give me a wank. So Bobby comes in for a pub. I said to him, don't worry about them jobs, Joe's been round. Oh, he says, that's nice then, did you pay him? And I said, no, and I told him what he said. And do you know what my husband said? What kind of cake did you bake? So I look like a baker. But I've changed. I've changed. It used to be all high heels and push-up bras. The night I met my husband, my boobs were pushed that high, they were level with his nose. His chat-up line was, can I nuzzle in your bosom? I still took him home and shagged him. But yeah, things change, don't they? One thing that hasn't changed is my driving. I'm a shit driver. And it's not deteriorated over years, it's just never ever improved. I can't parallel park, I can't reverse, and I've no sense of direction. But I've passed my driving test 3 times. How is that possible, you ask? Let me tell you. First time I was a teenager, my friend said, wear your work clothes, it'll make you look more mature. So I wore my nurse's uniform. And I passed. Now I don't know if he appreciated my choice of career or if he was just a dirty old pervert. But this was the 80s, I didn't know I had to care. Second time, I'm in America. And I kind of let the examiner believe that I did know his Auntie Jeannie Epping Forest. And he passed me. Third time was in Malta. Because of Brexit, we all had to take our driving tests again. Now, let me tell you about Malta. It's a tiny dot in the middle of the Mediterranean full of lunatics. If you put your bins out an hour early, you get an on-the-spot €100 fine. But drink driving is considered culturally acceptable. On the day of the test, I was sober, but I don't know about the examiner. But I've been very reliant on my sat-nav. And I used my sat-nav to get here tonight, and it took me down a country lane. And as I'm driving down the lane, there's a massive big tractor coming towards me. And obviously I can't reverse out of the way. I can't get around the tractor, I can't reverse round it. And I'm trying, and the farmer just got so ticked off. He climbed down the tractor, came to my car, tapped on the window, told me to get out, and reversed my car down the lane. So I'm walking back to pick my car up, and I'm ashamed, I'm embarrassed, I've got my head down, I'm thinking, oh my God. And he's coming towards me, and his face is blood red, he is so angry, and he swore at me. He said, have you even got a fucking driving licence? I didn't go tell him I've got 3. But we've been together that long that we've both changed. We used to rip each other's clothes off, and in a wild sexual frenzy, I won't have time to get my socks off. Now I can knit a pair. It used to be all sex and drugs and rock and roll, and now it's more cups of tea and sausage rolls. We still make love. It's just really slowly, and only after a full risk assessment's been completed. But he does love me. He does. He almost told me once. But he's not here tonight. He had come here to support me. He says that this is my midlife crisis. I'm too old for a midlife crisis. If this were midlife, I'd have to live to be 126. But yeah. There's always something as you get older, isn't there? There's always something. But he calls me Delightful Deborah. I think that's sweet. Delightful Deborah. I call him my sex machine. I don't really. I call him the fucking tool. But I went to the doctor's just a few weeks ago, and I had tonsillitis, and as she's looking down my throat, she said, I think you could do with a colonoscopy. I thought, how far down can she see? So I went to the hospital, and he's telling me all the ways I can die, all the things that can go wrong. And then he said, and you may experience sexual arousal. Didn't it? So I'm there, I'm on my left-hand side, knees up, camera up my bum. Can you give me a cheer if you've had a colonoscopy, please? Oh, thank you, love. For all yous that didn't cheer, you've got something to look forward to. So I'm there on my left-hand side, camera up my bum, he's having a good look round. And then he said to me, are you alright? And I said, yeah, I'm fine. And then I thought, I said, I'm not sexually aroused yet. He said, don't worry about it, dear, I am. My friend said to me, she said, don't you worry when you do stand-up that you'll walk into the room and nobody will laugh and nobody will think you're funny. And I said, no, not really, because that's just like being at home, isn't it? I do this because it makes me feel alive, it makes me feel relevant, it makes me feel me. And my husband has issue with that. I think he's jealous.
Yeah.
I said, go and find something that makes you feel that way. He says, I think I'll be a Morris dancer. I said, crack on with that then, love. So he goes down to the village hall and all the Morris men were there, and he said they were sat behind a table. It was like an interview panel, and they were asking him questions. You know, do you drink real ale? Are you free bank holiday Monday? Do you want an anorak? They let him try the bells on. He did some stamping around with bells. They even let him have the handkerchief. He said he had an amazing wrist action. Then the man said, just one final question. He said, are you circumcised? The husband says, well, yeah, actually I am. The man shut the book. He said, your application's not successful. The husband says, but why? I answered the questions, I did the bells. You even said I had great wrist action. He said, you don't meet the criteria. Apparently, to be a Morris dancer, you've got to be a complete prick. Thank you. I'm just going to finish now. I just want to tell you, you've been a lovely audience, and I just want to tell you something. I want to share something that's really quite personal. The NHS is doing procedures on a Sunday now because of the backlog. So this morning I had a colonoscopy. Yeah. And I want you to know that the prep is far worse than the procedure. But on the plus side, this is the first time ever I've done stand-up comedy and not been full of shit.